Hi, this is Nancy Rolfsma with Quilting with Nancy. Thank you for joining me. Now this is going to be a rather quick little video. I'm not going to do any tutorials technically of actually sewing and cutting, but I'm going to take you through the processes for making this really fabulous quilt called Paper Trees. Now this is from Sue Penn's new collection. So let me take you through a little bit about what you know and what I know, I guess, and this beautiful panel that she has made. So this is Sue Penn. She is a designer for Free Spirit Fabrics. We've been friends for a really, really long time, and she does the most amazing fabrics. All of the fabrics come from the paintings that she does. So she is a mixed media acrylic artist and makes the most amazing actual canvas paintings that you can purchase from her. But when she's working for Free Spirit, she actually takes those fabulous paintings and turns them into the fabric that we see in our quilt shop. So Paper Trees comes from this panel. It is a rather large panel, so I want you to know that. It is a full yard wide and 44 inches tall. So that's what I use to make this quilt. Now the quilt with all of the, I think 9 borders like you see here, is a large quilt, 80 by 86. Now keep in mind, I only put a little 1-inch black border, but if you wanted to, you could take any one of the existing beautiful fabrics in the line and actually put on another border to make it bigger if you needed to. So the quilt is constructed with borders. You start by trimming out the panel to size, and then you're adding different borders as you go. And most of them are just like the 1-inch black borders, but you'll see in border number 4, that is a pieced border. Also, it's easier to see when you're looking at this line drawing that on the corners of the borders that are not just the black borders, I make half square triangles. I just like the look that it creates around the panel. So for making the pieced border, it's real simple. You're going to take strips, you're going to follow the cutting process, the pressing and cutting that I give you. You're going to take just triangles that you cut from a square, and you're going to attach them to the segments. And it's important when you're adding these triangles that you know that these are added with the straight edge on the long side. The bias edge is on the inside. So follow very carefully how the triangles are positioned. You'll put them together to get this part of the quilt. And then for the corners, where I've got those little red lines on, that's to kind of show you that those are the triangles that you cut from a larger square. The red ones are cut from a quarter. They're cut from a square and they're cut twice to create the quarter triangles, and that's the same for the green that you see on the corners. So the corners just have 2 squares, and then it has 4 triangles going around the edge. When it's all together, this is what it looks like. So you see how those triangles pieced onto the edge of the top border and the side border. That is basically it for the quilt. Everything else is taking your existing, whether or not it's the panel, measure it, take your border fabric, cut the strips, measure it to length, pin it on the quilt, and piece it and press it, and then go to your next border. So as you're working, the construction process is really very, very easy. The pieced border being the only thing that is slightly difficult, and it's just a matter of doing what it says in the little pattern where you're going to sew your strips and create your triangles. Now, some people might think that this is a really large quilt, and it is. Oh, and I want to point out, all of these fabrics are from Sue's collection, except the black. That was just a black print that I had in my stash. But this is the first border print that she has ever done, using the designs from her stencils that she also sells. So the tree, the border, and all of these other fabrics are really very gorgeous. Now, for some of you, this might seem a little bit large, so let me show you what I did. I came up with a smaller quilt option. The idea of taking the panel, a couple of the black borders, the red and yellow border the fabric print and then still using Sue's really cool border print. So all of these, the fabric, the big pattern, all of that can be purchased at Fireside Quilts. Now with Fireside, if you go in and you purchase the kits for the small or the big quilts, then you're going to get the pattern for free. Now, if you're interested in just the pattern and not the fabrics, you can always go to my website, which is www.quiltingwithnancy.com, and I do have an e-version of the pattern, so you could pick up the e-version. It's only like 6 pages, so it wouldn't be that much to print out. So there you go, introducing Sue Penn's newest collection, Paper Trees. All of the fabrics in the entire collection are available at firesidequilts.com. And as I mentioned, if you purchase the if you purchase the kit and the fabric, then you're going to get the pattern free from Laura. If you have any questions, you can contact me at quiltingwithnancy@gmail.com, or you could contact Laura directly. Her email is laura@firesidequilts.com. So I hope you really enjoy this. I think it is just the most beautiful fabric, and it's so easy to make a beautiful quilt when you're starting with beautiful fabric. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon.